Heyyyyyy, beautiful people of the internet. How are you guys doing today? Hopefully great. Welcome back. Recently my headset had broken. Shout out to my homie for hooking me up with brand new ones. I'll leave a link down to his Instagram in the description. Go and follow him. He's an awesome dude. Anyways, welcome to Budget Builds, where we use zero forma and achieve maximum efficiency. In today's episode, we're taking a closer look at Ash, the Assassin. I'm showing you guys the Bladestorm build and his execution build, a new setup that I've come up by myself. I feel like this is a more of a modern day version because all the other videos out there I feel are all outdated. Anyways, Spartan, click the subscribe button for more Warframe videos, and let's do this. Let's start off with Ash's passive. Bleed effects inflicted on enemies do 25% increased damage and last 50% longer. In other words, if you're playing as Ash and you slash or you proc a slash proc, not only will that slash proc last longer, but also it'll deal more damage. Let's move on to Ash's first ability, and that being Shuriken. Launches a spinning blade of pain, dealing high damage and impaling enemies to the walls. In other words, Ash pulls out a Shuriken or a Ninja Star and throws it towards the target. When that Ninja Star hits the target, you'll deal guaranteed slash procs. For the second ability, we have Smokescreen. Drops a smoke bomb that stuns the enemies and obscures their vision, rendering Ash invisible for a short time. In other words, this is your bread and butter when it comes to surviving. All you do is you go invisible. It works exactly the same as Loki's invisibility. The only difference is Ash's invisibility does not last as long as Loki's. Coming up on our number 3 ability, we have Teleport. Ash teleports towards the target, bringing him into the melee range and making enemies vulnerable to finishes. In other words, you manually have to look at the target and then push your number 3. You then will teleport to the target and you'll open them up to executions, meaning that you'll insta kill them depending on how strong your melee weapon is. And finally, we have Bladestorm. Project fierce shadow clones of Ash upon groups of distant enemies. Join the fray using teleportation or teleport, that being your number 3 ability. So what happens is you activate your number 4. This is a toggle ability, so it's an on and off based ability. You activate it and then you manually have to select the targets. All the manually selected targets will glow red and you'll see 3 symbols above their heads. Now what happens is Ash commands his shadows or his clones to attack those enemies that you've targeted, and then he'll stick them on them. If you want to join your clones in the action, you just have to look at a particularly marked target and then teleport to them and watch the cutscene play. It is also worth noting that while you guys are invisible and decide to use Bladestorm at the same time, what happens is your energy drain or energy per mark will be cut in half. So as you guys can see with my current build, normally if you guys are not invisible, it'll take 6 energy per enemy you mark. If you guys are invisible, it'll take 3 energy per mark. So keep that in mind, stay invisible most of the time. Alright, for Ash, I have 2 builds for you guys. I have an execution build and I have a Bladestorm build. So depending on your guys' playstyle, you guys pick whichever build you want to use. So let's begin with the execution build. For our aura, we have Steel Charge. Steel Charge gives us 60% more base melee damage. If you guys don't want to use Steel Charge, go ahead and use Growing Power. Both are very good. Next, we have Intensify and August Secrets for more power strength. The more power strength we have, the more armor we can strip thanks to Seeking Shuriken. What Seeking Shuriken does is, when you activate your number 1, that means your Shuriken itself, what happens is, the moment that Shuriken hits an armored unit, you will then instantly strip the armor. So by you increasing your power strength, you will then increase your armor reducing ability by severely more. By having August Secrets and Intensify, you then give yourself a guaranteed chance to strip the armor. Next, we have another augment called Fatal Teleport. So what this augment does is simple. When you teleport to a target, what happens is, firstly, Ash will automatically execute the target, so it'll make your life 1,000 times easier. Then, you'll also deal 200% multiplicative damage, so there's even more damage on top of that. And the nice part is that you'll get half the energy you just used back to you, so you can just keep using it over and over and over. Next, we have Streamline. That way we use less energy and not get caught with our pants down. We have Prime Flow for a bigger energy pool, Narrow-Minded and Prime Continuity. That way we can stay invisible for as long as possible, because ladies and gentlemen, remember, we are an assassin and we want to be invisible. That, and also we are very squishy, because Ash only has 175 armor, which is very low, which is fine. That's why you guys want to stay invisible for as long as possible. Now for the arcane department, we are using energize for more energy and arcane trickery, that way we can stay invisible for even longer. The way that arcane trickery works is every time you gain execution, there's a chance that you'll be put invisible. Now the nice thing about arcane trickery is that while you guys are invisible, if it's arcane trickery's invisibility, nullifiers do not affect it. Let me show you what a max rank 1 is. So here is a rank 5 on finisher kill, hence why we're making a finisher build. We have a 15% chance to become invisible for 30 seconds. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a rank 5-1. So here's the Bladestorm build. The mods are as follows. For our aura, we have Steel Charge. Steel Charge gives us 60% more base melee damage. You have to have this aura on if you want to use the mods below, because not only do we get more base damage, but also we get more slots or mod capacity. Next, we have Intensify and Transient Fortitude for more power strength. The more power strength we have, the more damage we'll deal with our Bladestorm, or the more damage our Bladestorm will deal. Next, we have Narrow-Minded, Augur Message and Prime Continuity for more duration. The more duration we have, the longer we can stay invisible. And also, while we are invisible, what happens is Bladestorm uses less energy per target you mark, which is something very, very handy. We also have Prime Flow for bigger energy pool. Once again, fleeting expertise, that way we use less energy and not get caught with our pants down. And finally, we have the Rising Storm Augment. Now the way that this augment works is, while you guys are in Bladestorm, what happens is it'll increase your melee combo counter. Now I've done a few tests and it seems like Rising Storm actually does benefit your Bladestorm. And if it doesn't, on the bright side is that you will have an alternate way to max out your or increase your combo counter during a mission. Once again, in the arcane department, we have Arcane Energize for more energy, and we have Arcane Trickery, that way we can go invisible. While you guys have Bladestorm activated, Bladestorm does activate or does trigger Arcane Trickery's ability, aka going invisible again. Now that we know exactly how to build, let me show you guys on how these builds perform. So we're going to be starting off with the execution build. If you guys are using this particular build, make sure to equip a hammer. Hammers are really good for finisher damage, just because the amount of damage they deal. So you guys can use any hammer, but I particularly am using the Fragile Prime because it is my favorite. So let's demonstrate this build. So I've got some enemies lined up here. Let me quickly simulate them for you. So we want to first go invisible, that way we don't die. Go up to the enemies. Now you've got two choices. You can either attack them here and now, or you guys can strip their armor. So let me attack them like so. So teleport them, look at them, and there you guys go. They're instantly dead. Now what you guys can do is go up to them, push 3, and Ash will automatically execute them. Now if you guys want, you can first strip their armor like so. So look at them, and as you guys see, the armor was instantly stripped, and you guys can deal even more damage. So entirely up to you guys on how you prefer to play. So you can either strip their armor first or attack them straight up. Doesn't really make a difference. Moving on to our second build, that being Bladestorm. It is also worth noting that Bladestorm does take into consideration the mod that you have on your melee weapon. So for instance, on your build, if you guys have Fury, Fury does increase the attack speed of Bladestorm. If you have Pressure Point does increase the damage of Bladestorm. So in other words, make sure to equip a melee weapon that you guys know for a fact will hit fast and hard. If you guys are interested in my Grand Prime build, I'll leave a video down in the description, and I'll suggest it to you guys at the top right. That way you guys can go take a look if you guys are interested. Now let's move on to the performance of this build. So here I'm spawning some enemies. Let me show you how this build works. So let's get some energy, go invisible, that way we take up less energy per target, push 4, and as you guys can see, the enemies are glowing red. Once you guys are happy, push 4 again, and watch your clones just destroy them. If you want to jump into the action, look at a target, push 3, and here you guys have it. You have this cutscene, and watch the enemies get killed. And also thanks to the augment, as you guys can see, it also increases my melee combo, which is very good if you just guys want to use your powerful weapon. All in all, Ash is an amazing Warframe. If you mod him correctly and if he suits your playstyle, he is great. But me personally, I feel like Ash's Bladestorm needs a buff, because The problem that I keep bumping in when it comes to publicly playing is that your teammates keep stealing your kills, and sometimes you get thrown out of your Bladestorm, which is quite annoying. And also when you get there first and you select the targets, then you can't Bladestorm. I understand you should get your energy back, but what is the purpose of me even using Bladestorm if the kills are just going to get stolen anyways? I don't know, but it's just a suggestion. Suggestion, English please. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I have for today's video. If you guys liked the video or if it's helped you, leave a like, SPARTAN, click the subscribe button for more Warframe videos, and make sure to turn on bell notifications. That way you guys know when my new videos are live. I'ma make like a banana and split.